give credit to Brad and the guys. Their physicality was a difference in the game, both in the post and on the perimeter. Our inability to score around the basket with 15 offensive rebounds and only, or 14 offensive rebounds and only 10 second chance points. 1 of 11 from the three doesn't help either when you have, probably 4 or 5 of those were really good looks. You gotta be able to make a couple of them, especially if you're not finishing plays around the basket. And then, we were kind of out of sorts a little bit. We're a team that doesn't turn the ball over a lot. Good assist-to-turnover ratio, and we were flipped today. It's hard in terms of, you look at Clemson and their stats, only 3 assists, because so much of it is moving the ball and then spacing and kind of going one-on-one, to be honest with you. And you just got to do a much better job being physical defensively without fouling. And then you got to be really physical on offense. You got to be able to cut harder, screen better, get the ball inside, and then finish some plays around the basket.
Questions?
I thought their activity on the offensive glass for them was pretty significant.
Yeah, we were bad defensive rebounding wise. A big one, a 5-point game, we give up an offensive rebound on a free throw miss. That's a critical play. I don't have the. You guys just give me this. I don't know what the book says. It was 4 minutes to go in the game, maybe something like that, right? Yeah. That's a big play. That's that's a mortal sin. You can't give those up. You know what I mean? And that was crucial. But their offensive rebounding. You look at our defensive rebounding wise. Chuck did a good job, but we got some guys that play 17, 18, 20 minutes and don't get a defensive rebound. That's not good. You know what I mean? That's not good. And that's due to physicality. You got to hit people. I mean, it's not illegal to actually hit somebody, and we got to do a better job of that.
The end of the first half, particularly the turnover, it seemed like it was a big swing. You guys were up 8.
Yeah, I thought the 5 points previous to that was every bit as big as that. That was Q just made a mistake.
Right.
You know what I mean? He just made a mistake, and you want to throw the ball to the outside of the guy cutting, not on the inside. And but the 5 points previous by Blossom game, he won 2 on post-ups, I thought was critical there. And he get one was a bang bang play in the post, and the other one was an and one. But those 7 points in their last 2 possessions, don't give them credit on the last possession, because that was our ball, it was a steal, so they get 7 points on that.
That Marcus had that 3-point play. It was a big turning point.
Yes, it was. That's all you're going to get out of me on that one. That's all you're going to get out of me on that one.
Same thing with James.
Yeah, yes, it was. Same comment. You got to get. I mean, it's tough, man. You got to somehow, some way. You got to get some of those. Somehow, some way.
Their defense seemed like it's tough as you've seen. They were challenging everything.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that we didn't shoot well from the field. It was. I think both teams are much improved offensively. But when we play, the defense still kind of rules the roost. You know what I mean? They held us to 25% in the second half. We held them to 34%. Difference a little bit in the free throws. They outscored us by 5 at the free throw line. And then, the second chance points was the thing to me. The paint, second chance points, those kind of go together. Every school does it differently, so I have no idea. So I'll just go with the second chance points was the difference in the game. And then probably the points off the turnovers, 17-6. because that's, we're not a high turnover team, but we didn't, we put a couple guys in some bad position too, we got to get, better guard play at the point right now. That's critical for us, and we got to challenge those guys a little bit.
What are your general thoughts on this Clemson team compared to the ones you've seen Brad have the last few years?
Well, I think last year's team had a chance to be, pretty good. They won 8 games in the league, right? Yes? Yeah. It's pretty good. Win 8 games in this league. This team is good. This team is a veteran team that knows how to play. They don't get rattled. You see, in those some of the games that they won, they were down, didn't get rattled. They got 2 seniors in the starting lineup, 2 fourth-year juniors. Shortened up the bench a little bit, but guys come in and kind of know their role and are effective. GD, does a good job in the minutes played in terms of giving them really good rebounding and a post presence defensively. And you got one of the premier players in the league in Blossom Gaming. That's is a tough matchup, and I'm ticked off because I don't think we did a good job on him. And he goes, what is he? 5 of 16 from the field. But you got to get to a point where you don't let him get 7 free throws. But if you told me that we were going to hold him to 17 and 7, we probably would have, and he had to take 16 shots to get 17 points, you'd probably take that. You know what I mean? But he seems to make the critical in some big plays, and that's kind of what he did again today.
What's been the difference in Charles Mitchell's last 2 games? Looks like he finally got back on track with rebounding and everything after having a little struggle before that.
Just back to getting to work a little bit. Sometimes success isn't always the easiest to handle, and you can get diverted a little bit. And I think he's back on track a little bit. I still, we need him to play better though, to be honest with you. And make a couple, because there was a couple. He was the one that didn't block out on that free throw. And it's hard because, like with him and Marcus right now, they almost have to be mistake-free, and that's hard to ask of those guys.
One more.
Second half, when you were getting some of those calls against you, maybe get a turnover. Did you see the team responding in a way that you would want in terms of kind of toughening up and making sure you?
I thought we kept fighting in there because, again, I think without the book, sometimes it's hard to go. But with 8 minutes to go, I think we had the ball down 2 or down 1. You know what I mean? So it wasn't, did our guys keep fighting even after a couple of those calls and a couple of things appeared to be going against us? Yeah, I would say we kept fighting, And then, unfortunately, I think Q had 2 good looks at a 3, and I think Adam had a clean look at a 3. And we missed all 3 of those, and then they scored on the other end, and so now a 6, 5, 7-point game is a 10-point game, and now it's a little different, You got to make one of those shots. Just one. You don't have to make all 3. And now if you make all 3, you maybe win the game right there on those 3 possessions. You know what I mean? But you got to make one of those to keep it a 5 or 6-point game heading in the last 2 minutes, and then you got a shot.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, guys.